Guys, hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to do a long-awaited auction update that I have been talking about with things like forever. Things just got in the way. First up, we're going to talk about what's playing in the background. Artificial Purge by Bastum. This came out on 20 bucks spin earlier this year. 20 bucks spin has been putting out a lot of good stuff lately. These guys are just mid-tempo black metal. Nothing earth-shattering about these guys, but they are pretty great. There's the insert that kind of folds out. Some lyrics. I believe these guys are based out of San Francisco, if memory serves me right. One of those bands, when they put out a new album, I just buy it. I know it's going to be great. So if you're looking for some just straight up, good old fashioned, mid-paced death metal, look no further than Basement. Today we're going to be talking about, in some of my previous videos, I've told you about some auction stuff I won, and I have a ton of 7-inch records to get through. I haven't looked at any of these. So we'll talk about them as I go through them. I may or may not know anything about these, but we're just going to kind of fly through a bunch of these today. First up, okay, I've heard of this band, Angelic Upstarts, Teenage Warning. These guys are, and this is red vinyl. I believe these guys were a punk band from the 70s and 80s. So pretty cool. This came out in 1979, I believe, so it's kind of cool to have the picture disc with that. So we'll be excited to check that out. Know this band very well. The Exploited. Great punk rock. I Believe in Anarchy. I know that song pretty well. It's a great song. I believe a band I was in used to do that song. There's the back. Interesting picture there. And the bottom here says, no thanks to the Edinburgh police. Have nothing better to do than harass punks. Piss off. So this has Exploited, Barmy Army, and then side AA is I Believe in Anarchy and What You Gonna Do. Straight up black vinyl. But huge Exploited fan. If you've never listened to punk rock and you kind of want to get a general idea of what punk rock should sound like, in Sean's opinion, The Exploited doesn't get any better than that. Next up, it's like, is this G.B.H. or it says Charged G.B.H. Do What You Do for Men. I don't know if this is just G.B.H. or was this a band. This is Charged G.B.H. I don't know if this was the actual punk band that I'm familiar with. Another great punk rock band from the early days that are worth seeking out. So I don't know if this is the same or not. But Charged G.B.H. Yeah, I think this is the same G.B.H. So this says Charged G.B.H. too. Catch 23 and Hellhole. I always thought they were just called G.B.H. So I might be mixing my G.B.H. bands up, but I'm pretty sure this is the G.B.H. So that we're all familiar with if you're into punk rock. Another band I'm very familiar with, Discharge. This is Decontrol, and It's No TV sketch. Tomorrow Belongs to Us. I'm very familiar with that song. Clay Records. So kind of cool. I'm getting a lot of old punk rock from over in the UK, which makes sense because I believe a lot of these records came from the UK. Another Discharge album, 45, Never Again. These are probably all black vinyl, I guess. Yeah, that's again on Clay Records. Very cool to have these 45s from bands like Discharge. These are hard to come by. Dead Kennedys. Too Drunk to Fuck. Self-explanatory if you know who the Dead Kennedys are. This came out in 81. If you know Dead Kennedys, you know Joe Biafra. I can't remember if he was singing on this one or not, but classic again. Whoever this collection came from knew their punk rock. This is a band I've heard of but never got very familiar with, and maybe I should. Maybe I will now. The Damned with Smash It Up. The Damned are a band I've heard of off and on over my life, but I just never bothered to seek them out. This came out in 1979, 1980. Pretty beat up, but still pretty cool. So their outfits are pretty different, especially these two dudes. But I'll check them out, see what it sounds like. Next up, no idea who this is. Charlie Harper. Barmy Army London and Talk Is Cheap on a funky yellowish record. Pink on the back there. I don't know very much about this band or person if Charlie Harper's an individual, but definitely on the listen list. This is a band called Neck, maybe? Neck. This is 40, an MTIV on white vinyl. They got an insert in here too. Don't know much or anything about these guys. Some cool artwork there. They have an AOL email address. Remember when AOL was tells you how old this is. Although I think some people still have AOL email addresses, so still fighting the power because I just Googled it. So kudos. Anti-Pasty, 4 Sore Points. That's a cool album cover. Maybe I'll get the Death Metal album cover there. Black vinyl. I do not know anything about this band. Get this record out of here. May not be worth my time. Just show you the back. Looks like it's someone fucking taped it in here or something. Let's pull this out. Back. No Government. 2 years too late. Something new. A lot of these bands are, if you remember the punk movement in the 80s, it was very anti-government, which is great. Kind of strange to me that the punk rock of today isn't really anti-government. They seem to be pro-government, which I think is very odd. But, times change, I guess. Dogs of War, another great Exploited. Love the Exploited, as I said earlier. How can you not like guys that look like that singing punk rock? Dogs of War and Blown to Bits. Waddy is a great punk rock vocalist. I'm really surprised these guys don't get more. When we talk about classic punk rock, we always hear about the Dead Kennedys and the Ramones, Black Flag, but there's tons of other great punk rock out there. So hopefully, some of these names will encourage you all to go out and listen to them. Susie the Banshees, Spellbound. I know of Susie the Banshees from the 80s. They were not one of my favorites, but now that I have this record, this would be the only thing that I own by them. I may listen to them again and see. I know they get a lot of praise as well. Another Susie and the Banshees here. The Killing Jar. And Something Wicked This Way Comes on the B side. Again, not as familiar with them as I should be probably, but this is Animation. Is that the name of the band? No, the Skids. Sorry. down at the bottom. It's kind of hidden down here in red text. The Skids. This is a 7-inch animation. And I believe they have a song called Skids on here. Now, pros and cons on side B and animation side A. Not familiar with this band, so if you are, let me know in the comments. There's another Skids album. Charade. A couple guys playing cards. Not familiar with Skids, just straight up black vinyl, but their own version, which is fairly large label. I guess it wasn't back in 1979, but still. The Sex Pistols. Everyone knows the Sex Pistols. This has what is on it? Something Else and Friggin' in the Riggin'. Looks like this came from the Great Rock and Roll Swindle movie, as you can see on the label there. So, oh shit, there goes the mint condition of that one. Comes with a picture disc. Got a little Nazi there. Something I have never seen, which is pretty cool. Looking forward to checking out this 45. I know these songs, I believe. You know, I know the Sex Pistols. Another classic, one might argue, the band that started it all. Punk rock band, Sex Pistols. The Ruts. Another band on Version. Came out in 1979. I don't know anything about these guys. Or gals, but we'll check it out. More Ruts. Something that I said. Black vinyl. The back looks like just like the front. Some kind of a nasty plane or car crash. Can't really tell. Cool nonetheless. Looking forward to checking all these out. And just so you know, guys, this chunk that I just reviewed, I have about 6 more stacks like this to get through at some point. And then the last one we're going to talk about today, another Ruts. Got a cool crossword puzzle on the front. And I actually have, it's got clues on the back if you want to do the crossword puzzle on the front. Kind of cool idea, especially for back in the 70s and 80s. So I don't think I'll get to that. But side A, Staring at the Rude Boys. Side B, Love in Vain. So the Ruts. If you know about the Ruts, let me know. This person's collection had a lot of Ruts. So that's it for this auction update. I'll try to knock a couple more out today that are getting in the background if you like what you're hearing. Face them. Check them out. I'll probably do a year-end video about my favorite records this year. At least the ones that I've heard. I can't listen to everything. So thanks for checking it out, guys. And I will do a couple more updates here. And thanks for tuning in.